Welcome to Natural Stone Outlets. Today we're going to talk about Limra limestone, which is a Turkish limestone, white color. There are not too many white color limestones in the world. Turkey has a wonderful choice, which is the Limra. So we came all the way to Turkey to find out about this limestone. So here what we've got is a polished finishing. So this is the only type of finishing that brings the shine and highlights actually the elements of the stone. There are not too many on this specific variation, and these highlights. So you see very plain, shiny look. This is used on flooring, interior flooring. This one is the honed finishing, which is matte and doesn't show any shine. Essentially it becomes very plain, very white, and yeah, it's mostly used on exterior cladding. This one here is brushed, but you can hardly notice the difference to the honed one, but it's brushed. You can see some of the elements that stick out. So it carves a little bit of stone, but not too much, while the grain sticks out. So you can see it's also used on exterior cladding or just interior flooring. Here in the middle we have three samples that show texture finishing but smooth. In terms of texture but smooth surfaces, we have here the tumbled. So the tumbled, essentially you tumble the stone and this is what you get. You get a white surface with some occasional holes from the tumbling process. Very commonly used on interior flooring. Here in the middle we have the strong brushed finishing. So we brush it very much and we get this kind of leather surface. It's very smooth, but it has a bit of anti-slippery. So where all the little grains, they stick out and the rest of the stone is a bit carved. So this is quite good for interior flooring or even some exterior flooring like swimming pool borders and yeah, that kind of application. This one is probably the best anti-slippery finishing that is pleasant to the bare foot. So what we get is bush hammered finishing. You bush hammer the stone and then you brush. So you get this kind of strong rough surface that is smooth at the end. This is good anti-slippery, but it doesn't hurt the foot, the feet when you step on it. So it's a good choice for exterior applications. And here in the bottom we have three samples that show texture finishing but rough. So here we have the rough. So this is sawn cut. Essentially, you sawn the slabs, and this is what you get. Yeah, a bit of rough, anti-slippery surface, but very uniform, very, very white. Here in the middle, we have the sun-blasted finishing. So essentially, you sun-blast stone, and you get a very plain, very uniform look. There is no contrast, nothing. There's just a bit of texture. This is good anti-slippery. Great for exterior applications. And finally, we have the bush hammered finishing, which is essentially the most rough type of finishing you can get on this limestone. It's very plain, it's all very uniform, but what we get is just a very anti-slippery surface. This is mostly used on exterior flooring where you need some kind of anti-slippery capacity. So all these three are pretty good finishings for exterior flooring. So well, that's it. There are probably more finishings you can do with the Limra limestone. It's a very versatile stone, but it's white. So what you get, it's not color change, color tone variations, is essentially texture. So depending on the type of finishing, you'll get different textures. So thank you for watching. If you want to know anything about any other finishings of the Limra, just be in touch with us.